Mtazamaji, leo hii ni mimi wako Ajulo tena hapa, tunakutana kwenye Ajulo's Kitchen. Ambapo leo tunaenda kupika mboga za majani, ambapo ni sukuma wiki na spinach zetu fresh kabisa, ambapo ni organic. Leo tunaenda kupika mboga za majani organic, kumaanisha kwamba hazijatiwa kitu chochote. Sasa ni organic spinach na organic kale, collard greens tunazita hivyo hapa kwa lugha ya Muingereza ama mzungu. Kwa hiyo tunaanza na kwa kuosha mboga zetu kwenye maji mengi. Unahakikisha kwamba mboga zako ziko safi kabisa. Kwanza unaosha sink yako, sink safi kabisa imeoshwa. Unaosha mboga zako kwenye maji mengi. Alafu kisha tutaenda kuzikatakata hizo mboga. Alafu baadaye nitarudi na kuonyesha jinsi ya kuzikaranga. So I'm going to show you how to cut the vegetables. This is how we do it in Kenya. So after you wash your vegetables very clean, you have to be very thorough when washing your vegetables. You have to make sure that you have no soil in there, you have no worms, because sometimes the vegetables can actually hide a lot of dirt in it. So you gotta make sure that you're washing them very thorough. If possible, you can just wash them singular, like you take a single leaf and wash it single like that, okay? So once you wash them, you trim the stems, you know, cut them all up, and then this is how we do it. Unakatakata mboga. Walete karibu waone vile tunakata mboga. Some people may choose to use the board. I'm not using the board for today because it's quicker for me when I'm cutting it using my own hands like that. The board can sometimes take some time. And when you're doing this, make sure that you're not cutting your fingers. You have to be very careful. This is only for the experts. Waliozoea tayari ndio tunaelewa haya mambo. So unakatakata mboga zako. Hii kwangu mimi ni rahisi. And I like to do this because it saves me a lot of time. And I'm so used to it. You see how quick that is? You have to be very careful about your fingers. Chunga sana vidole vya visiende kwa mboga. That is the worst thing that can happen. And then nitamaliza kukatakata hii, alafu kisha nitaingia kwenye nyama zetu ambapo ni wali, ni liver. Alafu kisha tutaendelea kutoka hapo. Kwa heri kwa sasa hivi. The next thing that I'm doing now is washing our liver. I'm gonna wash it in the cold water. Make sure kwamba imeosheka safi kabisa. Liver yetu ya Amerika inakaa namna hiyo. They slice it very thin. Tushaiosha hivyo, kisha tutaikatakata. We will cut it into not very small pieces. I don't like it when it's very tiny. And then I'll go ahead and after cutting it, I'm going to go ahead and fry it. Dump that water in my bowl. Alafu kisha naikatakata. Sasa tutakatakata liver yetu kwa kiwango ambacho si ndogo sana na si kubwa sana, medium size. Manake they are very thin already. Watu wengi huwa when it comes to liver wanapika kwamba inakuwa kama uji, lakini leo liver yetu tunaikaranga iwe liver fry, liver calf tulikuwa tunasema kitambo, ambapo haina supu. Liver fry tu. Kikatakata liver yako, kuna wale ambao huwa wanatoa hii ngozi hapa hivi. Let me just show them. There are people who like to peel that out. Manake huwa inakuwa ngumu ngumu ukila. You can do that, but again, if you don't want, it's up to you. It depends on your preference. Because it takes a lot of time to do that, to peel the hard skin out. So inalingana tu na wewe vile utaipenda hiyo nyama yako. But with me, I rarely do that. Especially vile imekatwa very thin, it becomes very, very time consuming to do that. Na hapo basi tushamaliza kukatakata liver yetu. I'm gonna go ahead and wash the board. I'm gonna clean the board. And then I'll go right ahead to my onions. I'll be cutting my onions. I'm using the white onions. I normally use the red onions, but kwa leo hii ninatumia white onions. Lakini kwa kawaida napenda kutumia the red onions. Lakini kwa leo sikuwa nataka kulia machozi mengi, kwa sababu ya vitunguu vya red jamani. Kwa tutakatakata hiyo. I'm gonna go ahead and slice it in half. Manake napenda kitunguu kikiwa kingi kwa chakula. Inaleta ladha nzuri ya chakula. So nitaanza kukukaranga liver yetu. I'll start by frying our liver. And then later I'll come to the greens. Sukuma zetu na spinach. Vitunguu ukikata na make sure viko kidogo kidogo. Niko na watoto ambapo hawapendi vitunguu vikiwa virefu kwa chakula, so I always have to cut them again after cutting them. I'm going to rinse my cooking pot. I'm going to use this cooking pot of mine tupikie liver yetu kwa leo hii. So it's gonna take some time to heating it up. As I'm heating it up, I'm gonna take out my olive oil and some of the ingredients that I'm going to be using for today. Hapa niko na oregano, niko na olive oil, niko na oregano, niko na salt, and then I'm gonna use a little bit of namtag. These are all very natural herbs. And then I'm gonna use a little bit of cloves. Naenda kutumia cloves kidogo. And that will be it for the day. So in the meantime, as I wait for this to heat up, I'm going to get my tomatoes and get everything ready. Vitunguu vyetu vimekuwa excess hapa, lakini that's how I like it. Vitunguu vimefanya nimelia jamani. Vitunguu vimefanya nimelia. Lakini ni sawa tu. So I'm just gonna set everything ready that I'm gonna be using to cook. I'll use this later for my vegetables. Nitaweka hiyo kando hapo. In my fridge here, I'll get some tomatoes. I'll be using 3 tomatoes for my liver. Taonyesheni jinsi ya kukatakata ili ziwe even. So it all depends. The same way that you cut your onions, that is the same way you should be cutting the same sizes. You should be cutting your tomatoes. Vitunguu vyako vikiwa umekata virefu virefu, basi pia tomato itabidi umekata virefu virefu. Okay? Sasa maana vitunguu vyangu nilivikata vidogo vidogo into small cubes. I'll go ahead and cut my tomatoes in the same pattern. Ambapo nilikuwa nimekatia vitunguu hapo awali. Songa karibu waone vile tunakatakata tomato. Tomato zetu tushakatakata sasa. I'll be heading to my stove. Kwenda kufanya nini? Kwenda kutia mafuta. Come with me to the stove. Tia mafuta hapa. Kidogo tu. Manake sipendi maini yakiwa pia na mafuta mengi. I'm gonna turn my light. Kisha nitaleta hapa kitunguu changu. Nichukue sometimes when you're cooking and you have a lot of smoke coming from the food, just turn on the vent. Kama uko nayo, kusaidia. Manake muda mwingi if you don't turn on the vent, then the smoke will go all the way to the ceiling and you'll have some stains on the ceiling there, which is not very good after some time. But when you turn the vent on, I'm gonna add a little oil, just a little olive oil. And I'll let it, I'll fry my onions to golden brown. You have to make sure that your onions are turned to golden brown. Let me see if I have garlic. I have my garlic here. Nitaenda kubonda garlic yangu, and I'm going to show you how to crush your garlic ambapo haitakuwa inaruka ikianguka. Okay? So just stay tuned with me. You know my garlic chop? Alrighty. Samahani. So, kwa kukatakata garlic yako ama kwa kuiponda, this is what we do. I take a few cloves of garlic and I wash them. You always have to make sure that you're washing them. Don't worry about uchafu kwa sink. I'll take care of that in a few minutes. Ukishachukua garlic yako, uonyeshe hapa baby. Ukishaosha garlic yako, kisha utachukua chumvi, you pour a little salt in it. Okay? So just show them how you do it. So you take your cloves, you wash them, get some salt, pour it in there, and now you can crush your garlic without worrying about some pieces jumping off the crusher, garlic crusher. I don't know. Sijui jina kamili ya hii yaitwa vipi. Yaitwa vipi jamani? Somebody kanisaidia hapo kwa comments. Hii imeruka kidogo. Chumvi inaifanya kwamba haitelezi hapa ndani na kuruka kule nje. So this is one trick that you do. Okay? So now I crushed my garlic. I'm gonna go back and check my onions. They're starting to brown. Too high. Napunguza moto kidogo. It's beginning to brown a little bit. I love my pots so much because they're non-stick. These are the iron pots. I'm forgetting the name, but nitaweka hapo kwa link. So now our onions are brown. As you can see, they're browning now. They're browning now. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring my liver. Right here, this is my liver. I'm gonna go ahead and put my liver here. So once after your onions are brown, that is the time you add your liver. You don't add the tomatoes. Hautatia tomato ndani kwanza. Utaweka liver yako hapa. Kisha utaongeza chumvi kidogo. Utatia chumvi. Kisha utaifunika kwa muda kama dakika 7 hivi. Gonna add a little salt to taste. Watu wengi wananiambia, Adula, mbona liver yako ukipika haitoki kama rojo rojo? This is a step where everybody always misses it. Once you miss this step, then your liver will turn out to be very, very, like, it will be very thick. It won't dry up. Kisha nitatia oregano kidogo tu. Nitatia cloves kidogo, whole cloves, just a little. And then nitatia namtag kidogo tu. Maybe like a tablespoon of each, okay? Teaspoon of each. You mix it all up. And then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to cover it up and wait for it. Give it like another 7 minutes, covered up. Tutaifunika kwa muda wa dakika 7. As I'm doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and chop my onions for my sukuma wiki and spinach. So follow me. These are the tomatoes that I'm going to use for my liver, because I don't use tomatoes whenever I'm making sukuma wiki. So nitarudi muda sio mrefu na hayo mengine. Kwa sasa hivi I covered my liver for good 5 minutes. And after covering it for 5 minutes, I'm going to add the tomatoes now. Adding my tomatoes. And I will also, at the same time, after mixing it up, I'm going to add my garlic. Because I didn't want my garlic to burn. Sikutaka vitunguu saumu vyangu viungue. As you can see, inashika chini kidogo tu, which is just how I wanted it. Ukiona imeanza kushika chini kidogo, huo ndio muda sasa utatia tomato. Kumbuka tulikuwa tushatia chumvi, tukatia na ingredients zile spices zetu, ambapo ilikuwa ni oregano, cloves, nutmeg. Tulikuwa tushatia humo ndani. Sasa kwa sasa hivi tatia hiyo tomato. Kisha nitachukua garlic. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my garlic. Grabbing my garlic. Two spoons of garlic. Changanya humo ndani The reason why I put the garlic right now is because I never wanted my garlic to burn. Because most of the times, garlic ikishaungua, then inakuwa tena, ladha yake inakuwa tena haimo tena. Okay? Sasa hii, nitaifunikia tena for another 7 minutes. I'll let it simmer for like 7 minutes. Let me add my moto kidogo. So nitaingoja kidogo kwa muda wa masaa wala dakika 7. Alafu kisha I'll come back and check it again. Kumbuka tunapika liver cuff, liver fry, ambayo haina supu. Stay tuned, guys. So for now, my liver, I just I covered it after adding the tomatoes and the garlic. I covered it up for like 6-7 minutes, and I just uncovered it, and now our liver is ready. As you can see, imeiva, imeshaiva. Liver yetu iko tayari, and that's it there. Iko tayari kabisa, imeshaiva. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and make the mboga. And with the liver, you can actually eat it with anything. You can eat it with a chapati. You can eat it with a so it's a bit ugali and mboga. And that's our liver right there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the sukuma wiki. And at the end of the liver, like ikishaiva, you can decide kuweka kuigarnish na cilantro. You know, you can add some cilantro in there, or parsley, or you know, dania. Dania ndio parsley ama ndio cilantro. Hiyo dania unaweza ongeza hapo ndani. And then you're good to go. But our liver is ready. As you can see, it looks very yummy. Very nicely done. It's very, very dry. It's not thick. Haina maji maji. Iko nzuri kweli kweli. Inatamanisha. So for right now, I'm going to go ahead and cook my vegetables, which are my greens, my sukuma wiki and my spinach. So I just added the onions, and in it I added olive oil. So for my sukuma wiki today, nitaenda kupika sukuma wiki wa nazi, mboga wa nazi, ambapo baadaye sitatia nazi lakini nitatumia mafuta ya nazi. Kwa hiyo tumeanza na kukaranga vitunguu. So you make sure that you cook your onions to brown. You cook it to brown. As you can see here, our liver turned out very yummy. It only took less than 30 minutes, actually, maybe 15 minutes to cook the liver. And now, the next thing is my vegetables. As you can see, I have my vegetables right here, and I have my onions. So for my vegetables, mimi huwa siongezi tomato kwa mboga. Kisa na maana, nikipika tomato, nikiongezea tomato kwa mboga, I end up with heartburn. Same thing when I'm making my beans. I don't add tomatoes to my beans because I end up with acid reflux, which ni kuwa na kiungulia. So I use only onions to make my vegetables. So I have my olive oil. Nangoja vitunguu vyangu viwe brown. And when you're making your vegetables, make sure you have a wider pot. That way, when it comes to mixing your mboga, zingine hazitaanguka kwa jiko. You want to make sure that you're cooking in a neat surface. Mwanamke jikoni hakikisha kwamba jikoni ni safi. Unakuwa msafi jikoni. Hata sufuria ukiwa unapika, like let me give you an example. Unaona kama hiyo yangu hapa. Usipike kisha vyakula viko huku juu, sufuria inakuwa chafu. Make sure at the end of the cooking, your sufuria ama your cooking pot is neat. Unaona surface iko safi. Inavutia, iko na mvutio wake tofauti. Okay? So that is just a FYI. Is it FYI or FYI? Hiyo tu. Kwa hivyo hapa tunapongoja kwamba vitunguu vyangu viwe brown. As I wait for my onions to brown, I'm gonna go ahead and get my cilantro. Hopefully I have some. Remember, as I said earlier, that I need to garnish my liver with the cilantro after it's cooked. We don't cook. A lot of people cook cilantro, lakini dania haifai kuiva jamani. Cilantro haifai kuiva. Okay? Dania huwa haifai kuiva. Dania yenye ladha ya kuganish chakula, most the way that is the term that I can use. Ni ya kuganish tu chakula. Naona watu wengi unapika dania unaikaranga kabisa, lakini haifai kukarangwa jamani. Sasa dania yangu naiosha, manake most of the time dania huwa iko na mchanga mwingi sana. If you're not careful with washing it, you can end up with a lot of soil in your food. So you make sure unatoa hizi ambazo zimekuwa mbaya. You take out the bad ones, the ones that have already turned black or brown. Make sure you're taking all that junk out. And make sure that your cilantro is clean. Anything that goes in your stomach has to be clean. Like magonjwa mengine tunapata humu kwa sababu vitu vingi hatukudumisha usafi. So what I'm going to do, this is too much. I'm going to just, I know kuna wale ambao wanakatakata moja, but as of right now I don't have that time. You can either decide to pick one at a time, like that, or just cut it. Depende wewe unataka vipi. But as for me, for today, I'm just gonna cut it for my liver. Because I love the aroma. Cilantro, jamani tena nitasisitiza. Cilantro sio ya kupika. You just add it to garnish your food with it. So I'm gonna just add this cilantro there. Like that. And we're done with that. We're done with that. And here, just mix it up a little. Show them how to mix it up. Just mix it up a little like that. And here we have our liver done already. So unakuta ukikula ukiwa unaila, unakuta uko na ile harufu ya, you can get the taste, the cilantro taste. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead continue with my mkarango hapa wa kitunguu. Kitunguu changu naona kinakuwa brown. Mida imewadia ya mimi ya kuongezea hapa mboga zangu, ya kutia mboga zangu humo ndani. They were almost burning. Almost burning, but hivi iko sawa. I'm gonna go ahead and add my mboga ndani hapa. Jamani, mboga fresh kweli jamani. Wow. Make sure you're mixing it very well so that it cooks evenly. This is why it's important to have a big pot ya kupikia. I'm going to show you at what point I'm going to add the coconut oil. Because mboga huwa ni tamu ikiwa na mafuta ya kutosha. When you're cooking your mboga, make sure you have enough oil in the mboga. It makes it so good. Another thing not to do, don't cover your vegetables when you're cooking them. It makes them yellow. So you don't want to cover your vegetables. That is one secret to green vegetables. You don't want to cover your vegetables because it will make them yellow. And another thing too, napenda kufanya, I like to clean up as I go, as I move. So that at the end of the day, sina masufuria zimejazana hapa. Mwanamke. I like to cook as I clean. I cook as I clean. But at the end of the day, you have a clean surface, you have a clean kitchen, because cooking can take a toll on you. But at the end of the day, at the end of your cooking, all you want is just to rest. So that's one secret. Sasa mimi nikishageuza hivi, nitaongezea chumvi humu ndani. Ongezea hiyo chumvi. And another thing, don't overcook your vegetables. Okay? Don't overcook your vegetables. Because you want to maintain the nutrients that's in the vegetables, that's in the greens. So overcooking it kind of kills some nutrients. That's what I believe. Okay? So you just want to keep them moderate. at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and add some coconut oil into my mboga and let it cook for a little while. So nitachukua hichi kijiko kidogo. Actually, I'm gonna take the orange one. This is quarter cup. Kumbuka nilikueleza kwamba mboga inahitaji mafuta. That's how we do it in the coast. This is coconut oil, and it's organic virgin coconut oil. It's very good, it's organic. And as we all know, there's a lot of value. So I just took like a half of this, quarter cup, and I added it into my mboga. I'm gonna leave it here to melt for a while. So I'm gonna mix it up. Nakwambia huku ni nazi tu mpaka kwa mboga. Yani it brings that sweet aroma of coconut. Haifanyi iwe flat. It brings out some, oh my God, it's so good. Nakwambia hapa ni kula tu. Ni kula. Fresh. Mboga ni fresh. Mafuta nimepikia nimetumia ni olive oil na coconut oil. So I'll let it dry. Give it like another 3 minutes. Dry out. And then itakuwa iko sawa tu. So I'll be back when it's all done and I'll show you how it's all turned out. Bye bye for now. So it's been like 5 minutes already, maybe less, and my vegetables are all done. As you can see, I didn't cover it up. When you cover your greens, it makes them turn a little bit. But as you can see, it's very green because I didn't cover it. And yes, here we have our food ready. And you can serve this with ugali. I'll come with another video later on. Maybe the next video will be how to make ugali. And we're good to go. So you can actually eat this with rice, mashed potatoes. I mean, a side of your choice, you know. And tuko sawa hapa. We have our liver and we have our greens. Thank you so much for watching this video, and see you in the next one. Bye.